There's two ways to get rich. You grow up and learn more, enter the workforce at 20, and then explode in your productivity. The other way is you automate lower skills and you move people into higher value added skills. So automation, everybody, oh, we're going to lose all our jobs. No, losing jobs is precisely how you make money, especially if it's lower end. In most managerial professions, that's why I couldn't work in corporate America. They're just bureaucrats. They're not
They're,
doing creative stuff,
they're
you know?
obsolete.
I mean, yeah, they're obsolete. And so I had to keep trading down. Bain and Company is a consultant to these monsters, and then small companies, and then literally entrepreneurs, startup entrepreneurs told me, oh, here's my people. The highest value added is a person that will have a vision, create something that does not exist, and prove it and stuff, and get it into the niche markets where they'll be tested, and then that becomes an S curve that explodes in the world. And that's how you create the highest value. And guess who still leads in that today? US of A. Even over Canada, even over Northern Europe, other people more like us. Okay, so that's our thing. We're the entrepreneurial factory of the world, and we're still doing that. So the more we can get all these smart managers, I mean, I came out of Harvard Business School. Most of the people there were not entrepreneurs. I pretty quickly just was kind of forced into being an entrepreneur because nothing else worked for me. I just kind of had to be. But more and more of these bright people can become entrepreneurs and create new businesses or expand young businesses, because there's far more growth and payback there than keeping making the old giants just a team. I mean, all we did at Bain and Company was make these dead companies a little bit more alive, so they
So
didn't
Harry,
just roll
Harry,
over and die.
what's going to happen to these smart Harvard business guys is you don't need them.
That's where the creativity to improve things and create things that don't exist now. People say, oh, that's not possible. You know how many times I've told people it's not possible to predict the economy past the next election? That's the biggest phrase I've gotten all my life. And I'm like, no, I have a harder time predicting accurately the next couple of years. The long term is a piece of cake. Countries are urbanizing at predictable rates and getting higher GDP per capita at predictable rates from that. People grow up and go through predictable ages of spending, investing, all these things. And, there's a lot of predictable stuff. And these things all measure how we create higher
Harry,
value. And we can
Harry,
always do more.
check this out. That game board behind me is right brain, isn't it? Color for it's accounting. I took the most boring subject in business school for me was accounting.
Exactly.
And I turned it right brain into a board game. That's what I did. And I love you so much,
So
Harry.
people can learn it easier, right?
Yeah. Well, you got to make learning fun
Yeah.
because guys like you can go to Harvard Business School. I went to military school and we're trained differently. Do you know what I mean? There's, guys at Harvard are only modeling and we learn military. Military, I think, is different than modeling theory. And so it's completely different. But my whole point of view is kids are not prepared for what's coming because your competitor is now living in India.
Yeah.
And they're creating AI. And the reason I'm in Phoenix, Arizona is because, Texas, TSC, Taiwan Semiconductors moved their plants here. So I just know from real estate, not being a very bright guy, that real estate dependent upon jobs. So when Taiwan Semiconductors moved to Arizona, they call it Silicon Desert, not Silicon Valley. So Arizona is Silicon Desert. Our real estate's booming. I mean, it's not rocket science, but I didn't go to Harvard Business School to know if there's jobs, there's rental property needed.